Hey guys, welcome back to PAC Talk with me, your host, P.A.C. Today, I want to talk to you guys about supplements. Everybody loves to talk about supplements. Everybody knows it's the great secret to awesome results, and you won't get any results without them. That's not true, of course. But there are a lot of good supplements out there that will help you, that will help in our quest for better performance, better aesthetics, feeling good, um, thinking better, all that good stuff. There are many reasons to take supplements. We recently launched a new Flores Stack put together by one of our members, Bethany Flores, who's a professional athlete. It's 7 supplements in this stack. And today I wanted to go through each supplement that we're recommending. I want to talk about what it is, why we are recommending it, and when you should take it. There are, of course, so many supplements out there on the market. It's a minefield. It's so hard to know kind of what to take and whether you should, whether you shouldn't. And you could end up taking so many different supplements and spending so much money. So we wanted to kind of condense it into this kind of like 7 that we consider to be optimal for both performance, aesthetics, and general well-being. There's no to say these are the be-all and end-all of supplements. There are others that I would also recommend, but today I want to talk specifically about this kind of 7 that are contained within this stack. And I want to start with the whey protein isolate. We've put this stack together with a company called PHORM, who are a great supplement company. And their protein formula, their isolate formula is called Formula 1. And whey protein isolate is just a great way to get more protein into your diet. It's easily digestible, that doesn't have a lot of lactose in it if you are kind of lactose intolerant. Your body can digest it easily. It can digest it quickly. It's ideal for post-workout. And it's a real easy way just to up your protein levels. Protein is always one of those challenges. If you've just done the Limitless Challenge with us, you know how hard it is to get enough protein in your diet, especially in modern society where everything is kind of carb-centric. Every snack you want to grab is carb-centric. Everything that's easy is carb-centric. So it can be really hard to get enough protein in your diet, especially when it comes to snacking. So whey protein is just one of those things that is easy, quick, tastes good, and a great way to just top up your protein for the day. And specifically the whey protein isolate, because it is so easily digestible, doesn't have any crap in it. It's a great thing to have, either something that you've planned out or kind of if you're in a pinch and you need something quickly. I would thoroughly recommend you have a good whey protein isolate in your cupboard. Of course, I don't want to ever suggest that supplements are better than real food. We always say, this whole thing should start with a good diet to begin with. We should all be eating good, high quality, real foods, and that should be the mainstay of your diet. That should be your focus. You're not going to get any results, or you're going to get minimal results if you're eating takeaways every day and Big Macs for lunch and KFC for dinner and sugary cereal for breakfast. No matter how many supplements we take, we're never going to be able to counter that bad habit. So you have to develop good, healthy habits with food first, and then kind of add the supplements a little later. So make a good diet, a good real food, good high quality protein sources, good high quality fat sources, good high quality carbohydrate sources. Make that your mainstay, and then you can add the supplements in there. But like I said, whey protein isolate is a great way to top up those protein levels and get that quick, easily digestible protein into our bodies. Of course, you can take it at any time during the day. Like I said, it is useful post-workout because it will deliver that protein very quickly into your system, which you need to help your muscles recover. So after workout is great. Everybody does a post-workout shake for a reason. We sell them obviously at the clubs for a reason. But really, it's good at any point in the day to just top up your protein levels. Next one I want to talk about. Oh, the other thing to say about protein is, of course, weight management. Because if you eat a lot of protein, it is very satiating. And whey protein, of course, is one of those proteins. If you eat a lot of protein, it's satiating. If you eat a lot of carbohydrates, it's not that satiating. And you will know this from, if you eat a big steak, you're pretty full. But if you start eating the fries, you find you can keep eating them, right? They're very Moorish. You just want to keep nibbling at them. Whereas protein is satiating. So it's a good way if we are trying to restrict our caloric intake, if we're trying to stop ourselves from eating too much, having a high protein diet is a very good idea. And of course, whey protein is included in that protein. So it is satiating, it is filling, it will stop you eating too much, and it will stop you hopefully snacking on moreish sugary carbohydrates. It's also good for our immune systems. It contains some good properties like immunoglobulins and lactoferrin, which are both known to support our immune system. So, you know, keeping healthy is a big part of it. Obviously, we don't want to get sick. We don't want to, contract various things. We've been through some bad times lately with viruses and so forth. So, keeping our immune systems intact and supporting our activity levels is a good idea from a health perspective. So it's not just about looking great; it's also about feeling great and staying healthy. So yeah, I would thoroughly recommend the whey protein isolate in your diet. The next one I want to talk about is collagen, and collagen is one of those things that's really become very popular in the last few years. A lot of companies have started making it, and it is backed up by science. There are a lot of good reasons to take collagen. And of course, I think it really first became kind of famous because of what it did to people's hair and nails. Everyone was kind of taking it for that reason. But for us, the real benefit of collagen is the benefit to your tendons. Obviously, keeping healthy tendons as we age is super important for performance, but just general well-being. Obviously, tendons are an important part of our structure, of our movement, of the ability to move well, and the ability to move without pain. So keeping our tendons healthy is very important. Keeping them in good condition is very important, and supplementing with collagen allows us to do that, especially if you are training very regularly and you're putting a lot of stress on your joints and on your tendons. This isn't just about muscles. The tendons are involved in every movement that we do, and it's important that we pay attention to that. And like I said, collagen is a good way to do that. Taking collagen like 30 minutes before you train is a good idea to help protect those tendons as we train. But again, I feel with collagen is if it's in your diet on the regular, it's going to help keep those tendons intact. So I would say pre-workout, preferably 30 minutes before, but if not, just make sure it's in your system at some point during the day. Most of you guys will have heard about fish oils, omega-3s, and the importance of them. There are numerous reasons to take fish oils. There's obviously brain health, cognitive health, cardiovascular health. These omega-3s specifically have anti-inflammatory properties. Most of us know that our diet, our modern diet, is too rich in omega-6s from the kind of shitty carbohydrates that we eat, and really we need more omega-3 and less omega-6s. And the product from First Form, which is the full omega, is a really good high dose of omega-3. High dose. It's rich in EPAs and DHAs, and it's a good overall product for health in general. Like I said, cognitive function, cardiovascular health, performance as well, recovery because of the anti-inflammatory properties. If you're anything like me, recovery is just such a big part of it. Like I want to try and create a body that does not have inflammation, because inflammation affects my performance. It affects the way I feel, my joints ache, my knees ache, my elbows ache, all that kind of stuff. So anything that has anti-inflammatory properties is super important. Obviously, cardiovascular health is super important because we want to keep a healthy heart for obvious reasons. And, I'm also big on cognitive stuff. I'm going to talk a little bit more about cognitive stuff in a minute, but keeping our brains healthy and being able to think clearly and to kind of get rid of that brain fog that a lot of us feel is super important. So I would thoroughly recommend taking omega-3s. I love this product, this full omega from First Form. It's a good one. I've been taking it every day and really seeing the benefits. So yeah, I would suggest that you take that one. Next, while we're on the cognitive track, I want to talk to you guys about the Master Brain product. It's called Master Brain AM. There are other we call them neurotropics out there. Neurotropics, obviously, they help with our brain function. They help with our clarity. They help with memory. They kind of, like I said before, get rid of that brain fog that some of us experience. Help with our memory, and this is so important for me because I do sometimes struggle in this field. Like I struggle sometimes with people's names, even people I've met like many times. Suddenly, my mind will go blank, and I get this like weird brain fog, and short-term memory sometimes is a little iffy. So I want to enhance my cognitive ability as much as I can, especially as I age. I feel this is something I've kind of always struggled with, so I don't know if it's specifically to do with my age, but it's something I've always been very conscious of, very aware of, and I want to do everything I can to help those faculties. So I find the combination of the master brain with the fish oils really helps me in that capacity. Like I said, helps with memory, helps with clarity, concentration. I like to take it first thing in the morning before I eat with some caffeine. Caffeine helps me as well. So I take the master brain with coffee before I eat, before I train, and I kind of feel that kind of sets me up with success for the day. So if you struggle with anything like that with and I think most of us do, to be honest, it just has a lot of good properties in there that can enhance your cognitive function. So I would thoroughly recommend that product specifically. Like I said, there are others out there. There's a lot of good supplement brands that make good nootropics, and feel free to experiment. I've taken a bunch of different ones, and this is a good one. So give it a try. Next, I want to talk about creatine. I'm sure you guys have all heard about creatine. It's one of the most talked about supplements, and it's one of the most studied and most proven supplements. We know it to be effective. It's not a myth. It's not guesswork. It's proven, and it's proven in the sense of both performance and health. Obviously, creatine it occurs naturally in our bodies, and we're supplementing our creatine levels. This increases performance, and it increases performance specifically in kind of in the realm of power. So in any sport that has kind of a power or a sprint element to it is going to benefit from creatine supplementation. So obviously CrossFit is one of them, weightlifting is one of them, sprinting is one of them. And to be honest, most sports have a power element to them at some point. So I feel supplementing with creatine is kind of essential for most athletes. As well as performance, we can also talk about muscle size, right? It helps the muscle retain water, which increases the size of the muscle. So if anybody's looking to increase muscular size, then obviously creatine, you'll find most bodybuilders will supplement with creatine for that reason. Just increases the fullness of the muscle and helps with muscle size. Like I said, it increases the ability of the muscle to repeat powerful efforts. So once your creatine levels are kind of exhausted, you'll stop being able to reproduce power. So the more, obviously there's the point where you can't just keep taking it and the levels are going up, but by keeping our levels optimal, our power output will last for longer. So especially in those kind of longer workouts where it's repeated effort again and again and again, supplementing with creatine will really help us. The creatine that's useful is just pure creatine monohydrate. You shouldn't have anything else in it. The other good thing about it is it's relatively cheap. It's probably the cheapest way that you can increase performance. And you can take it any time of the day. I usually take it right after I work out. But like I said, really with creatine, as long as it's in your system at some point through the day, your body's going to store it and it can be used at any time. You don't need to load it. I remember back in the day, the whole thing was like you got to like mega dose it in the beginning to load up your creatine levels and then like reduce the load. I just take the dose, which is 5 grams every day. and that's enough. Like I said, it's cheap. It's just a pure creatine monohydrate, and like I said, it's one of the most studied and one of the most proven supplements out there. So there's no reason not to take it. It's also been shown to help with gut health, also brain health, um, and also memory and intelligence. Now, it's not going to turn me into Albert Einstein, obviously, but anything that might give us that like 1% advantage in the realm of brain health is worth it to me, and especially like I said, when creatine's so cheap. So again, there are many reasons to take creatine. It's not just for meatheads like me. I feel it's of benefit to most people. Like I said, helps with gut health and brain health. So another good one for you guys to supplement with. Another good one that is in this 7 is BCAAs, branch chain amino acids, especially if you are in kind of longer workouts, kind of over an hour. At a certain point, supplementing with branch chain amino acids can be useful because it will provide the muscles with what they need, with the protein that they need, with the amino acids that they need. Obviously, branch chain amino acids, it's just pure amino acids. It will reduce fatigue in the muscle and promote muscle building. Obviously, you've got protein in your diet before and after the workout, but in those longer workouts, if your supply starts to drop, supplementing with BCAAs will just allow that amino acid to allow your body to have easy access to amino acids, which again, like I said, will help reduce fatigue and help the muscle recover and grow. I also feel like it's just a really good way to hydrate more. It's just a tasty way to get more water into your system. Most of us don't drink enough water. We try to get more in. We try to drink more of it. And I find with BCAAs, it's just a good, tasty way to get more fluids into our system. Again, there's no real downside. If you don't use it, you'll just pee it out. So there's no reason not to take it. Cost-wise, it's not that expensive. Again, it's relatively cheap. So if you are, interested in performance, so some of you guys that are in the CrossFit space, or if you are in any kind of like sport like rugby or soccer that's over an hour, like having BCAAs during your workout or during your game or during your performance will help improve that performance. So might be a good idea to jump on that branch chain amino acid train. The last one I want to talk to you guys about, and it's one that I've started taking recently as I've been doing a little bit more CrossFit again, a little bit more focused on performance again. Most of you guys know I have a relatively high protein, low carbohydrate diet, kind of carnivore-esque. But I, of course, recognize that for a sport like CrossFit or anything where you're kind of in that power endurance realm, glycogen is going to be your primary source of fuel. That's the fuel your body is gonna favor. And I find that by taking a carbohydrate solution before and during my training, and sometimes after as well, I can dramatically increase my performance levels. The supplement is called Ignition. Again, it's from First Form, and it's just easily digesting carbs. Like your body digests it very quickly, it gets into your system very quickly, and that's quickly transferable to activity. Like I said, particularly in that kind of power endurance capacity. Like obviously for a lot of like low intensity work, we can rely on fats for energy, and it will be just fine. And even when I'm like, if I'm just focusing on kind of steady state cardio and bodybuilding, then I can pretty much get away with fats and protein as a predominantly in my diet and a low carbohydrate diet. I still need some, but I don't need that many. When I switch goals, when I turn into kind of performance mode and want to compete a little bit, then I need to increase my glycogen, my carbohydrate intake, without putting on body fat. Right. A lot of the problem often is that carbohydrates are blended with fats in some fashion, and maybe some other stuff, maybe some chemicals. And that's often what leads to fat storage. We have a high dose of sugar with a high dose of fat, which ultimately leads in a worse body composition. So just taking an easily digestible pure carbohydrate for the sake of performance, where I know exactly what I'm using it for, exactly where it's going, and how it's going to be used, is of benefit to me. And psychologically, it's easier than just pumping more carbohydrates into my diet, which of course, in some sense, I do. I'll look for like good carbohydrate sources like white rice and like sweet potato to increase my intake if I do so wish. But I really find with this supplement in particular, the Ignition, it's just almost like covering my bases, ease of mind. Like once I know it's in my system, I'm sure some of it is psychosomatic. I'm like, okay, I'm good to go. I'm ready to rock. I'm confident that I'm going to have enough fuel to get through this workout and be able to perform at a high level. I also feel that it's good for ectomorphs who are looking to put on size and need to get more carbohydrates into their diet and not lose weight. Um, Ectomorph is if your natural body type is kind of like tall, skinny, you struggle to put on weight. I find a product like Ignition can be really useful. And if I was in that position, I would be taking Ignition before, during, and after the workout, making sure there's plenty of glycogen to support my efforts, and that I'm not burning calories. I'm consuming them while I work out, because obviously if you're in that position and you're trying to grow and your body is runs at a high metabolic rate and you struggle to put on weight, then supplementing with calories from carbohydrates as you train, easily digestible carbohydrates, is probably a good idea. Obviously, you're going to have, you're going to increase the calories in your diet in general anyway. You're going to take in more carbs, more proteins, and more fats. Overall, there's going to be more calories in your diet. But I really feel this helps ectomorphs with muscular size and not losing weight as you train. So that is the 7. That is kind of the kind of the starting 7 that we've put together in this stack. Obviously, if you're at the gym, you can buy the stack as a whole with a discount on the stack. There's like a 10% discount if you buy as a stack, or any of the supplements that I've mentioned today, you can buy individually. Obviously, like I said, this stack is put together kind of exclusively with First Form, and our member and friend Bethany Flores put this together for us, which is why it's called the Flores Stack. But you can get these products from other supplement brands. Of course, this isn't the only brand out there that makes this stuff. So I hope some of that has been helpful to you guys. If you do have any questions about this stuff, of course, reach out. I am going to do another podcast more specifically about sleep supplements, because that's another thing that always comes up, and I've had huge success with the different things that I've tried. And I didn't want to go into it today because it's too long and it'll draw it out too much. And I wanted to get this out to you guys because, I know you guys do have questions about it. But, the supplement game, like I said, it is kind of a minefield. There's a lot out there. A lot is good. A lot is bad. It's easy to waste money on this stuff. So I would really recommend kind of logging how you feel, logging how your performance levels are. I know a lot of you guys that have done the challenge, you have been logging. So you have been doing a Dear Diary kind of thing every night, talking about your energy levels, how you're feeling, and all that good stuff. Because it's sometimes you take this stuff and you don't really know whether it's working. Because it's not like an immediate like stimulant effect. Like creatine's like that. It's not like you get a buzz from taking creatine. You don't feel anything when you take it. So it's important that you kind of have a record of like, okay, did it work? How did I feel? Did my performance improve? Did my body composition improve? Like all of these things obviously play a big factor when you're talking about longevity and whether it's worth, you keep taking this thing, you keep spending money on this thing. So I would thoroughly recommend keeping some kind of record, some kind of note on whether it's working, how you're feeling, how you're performing, and all that stuff. But again, please reach out if you have any questions. I hope that was useful to you guys. We'll be back soon with another podcast. And until then, Take care, and I'll look forward to connecting with you again. We of course have all three gyms opening. Three gyms open: a gym in Echo Park on the east side of Los Angeles, a gym in Redondo Beach on Antisha Boulevard, a gym in Idlewild where I live, and we have a new gym opening in Palm Springs in June time. So come check us out. We always love meeting new people. We always love inviting you into our community and showing you guys how we can help you. So drop on by for a tour, and we look forward to meeting you. Until next time, guys, take care and thank you.